2 weeks ago, I told you I was planning a cabinet reshuffle, and today I'm announcing the new lineup. It will be a more extensive reshuffle than is usual this early in the term of government, and I have two reasons for this. One is that the Minister for Finance is changing. Following Budget 2021, Minister DPM Heng is relinquishing the finance portfolio. Finance is a key ministry, so when the finance minister changes, there are many repercussions for the other appointments. Secondly, I'm also moving the ministers for health, for manpower, and for trade and industry. These are the frontline ministries dealing with COVID-19 and its consequences. I considered making these changes after the general election last year, but then we were still in the thick of COVID-19, and so I decided that we needed to let the ministers concentrate on fighting COVID-19 at that point. Now that the COVID-19 situation is more stable, although by no means over, I'm able now to make the changes. And with these major moves, there are inevitably other consequential adjustments to the appointments. I'm therefore taking this opportunity to redeploy some of the other ministers to give them fresh responsibilities and gain different exposure and experience. Let me now run through some of the details. As I announced 2 weeks ago, Heng Swee Keat will continue as Deputy Prime Minister and Coordinating Minister for Economic Policies. He will also continue to oversee the strategy group within the Prime Minister's office, which coordinates our policies and plans across the government, as well as the National Research Foundation, NRF. Lawrence Wong will take over as Minister for Finance. Lawrence has been assisting Swee Keat as Second Minister since 2016, so he has the experience and is a natural fit for the job. The MOF team is otherwise unchanged. Minister Indrani Raja will support Lawrence as Second Minister. And on COVID-19, Lawrence will continue to co-chair the MTF, the Multi-Ministry Task Force. Chan Chun Sing will move to the Ministry of Education. Chun Sing has done an excellent job getting our economy back on track and preparing our industries and companies to respond to structural changes in the global economy. Gan Kim Yong will take over as Minister for Trade and Industry. Kim Yong has been Health Minister for almost a decade. In fact, almost a decade. Ong Ye Kung will take over as Minister for Health. He has been dealing with major challenges in transport since he took over transport from Khaw Boon Wan. Iswaran will take over as Minister for Transport. At MCI, he has significantly improved government's public communications and sense-making capabilities and helped us understand and respond to citizens' views and concerns. At MCI, Josephine Teo will succeed Iswaran. As Manpower Minister, Josephine was responsible for a whole range of policies, including worker safety, labor relations, and retirement adequacy. Josephine will continue as Second Minister for Home Affairs. Tan See Leng will step up as Minister for Manpower. Since he was appointed Second Minister in MOM in July last year, he has been leading our efforts to tackle COVID-19 in the migrant worker dorms. Now he'll take on a full range of responsibilities in MOM. See Leng will continue as Second Minister in MTI. This will help us connect the work of the two vital economic ministries, particularly on restructuring the economy and the workforce. The rest of the ministers and ministries are unchanged. Quite a number of the ministers also have additional responsibilities. Most are unchanged, but I'll mention two changes. Josephine Teo is taking over as Minister in charge of Smart Nation from Vivian Balakrishnan and taking over as Minister in charge of Cybersecurity from Iswaran. And Edwin Tong will take over as Deputy Chairman of the People's Association from Chan Chun Sing. Apart from the ministers, I'm also rotating some of the newer POHs. Koh Poh Koon will be the Senior Minister of State at the Ministry of Manpower in addition to his appointment in Health. Poh Koon has been seconded to NTUC as Deputy Secretary General since 2018. I have asked the NTUC Central Committee to let Poh Kun come back to the government, which they have. After discussing with Secretary General Ng Chee Meng, I'm sending Chee Hong Tat to NTUC to replace Poh Kun. Hong Tat will relinquish his appointment in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, but he will remain in the Ministry of Transport. At MFA, Hong Tat will be replaced by SMS Sim Ann, who will in turn relinquish her portfolio at MCI. And Minister of State Tan Kiat Hao will replace Sim Ann in MCI, while remaining in MND, his other appointment. Finally, Parliamentary Secretary Rahayu Mazam will take on an additional appointment in MCI. All these new appointments take effect on the 15th of May, after the next parliamentary sitting.